Hey yo, what up you guys? It's your boy Boxing Fanatic, back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe for the latest and greatest content.
Cats made this music.
Because how easy he beat him. So Terrence Crawford, he's in the gym. He's been in the gym. And he said he's just waiting on this fight with Errol Spence. That's happening in December. I know Errol Spence and him have been going back and forth. And in this fight that's taking place in this rematch, Terrence Crawford saying one thing, saying that the fight can't happen at 147. Errol Spence said he want the fight at 154. Terrence Crawford alluded to he can't make the weight no more at 150. At 147. He would like to go up to 154 pounds. And if I'm not mistaken, from sources saying that this fight is going to be at 154 and it's not going to be at 147. So Terrence Crawford already kind of making that clear. And Errol Spence is not going to have a chance to become undisputed if he beat Terrence Crawford come the night in December, because the fight will be at 154, not at 147. You know, and Terrence Crawford did say that, Errol Spence got to have something in writing saying this and saying that, he can't make the weight, and the fight need to be at this weight at 154, and they'll have a fight. But man, it's just a whole lot going on. I know Terrence trying to have the upper hand again. Just let the fight happen, man. I know you want to settle, just get this over with and be done with it. Just let the fight happen. And the fans is kind of getting frustrated, and what's going on. And I know probably Earl Spence probably, dealing with a whole lot. And he getting rid of Derrick James and bringing in Coach Calvin, Javante Tank Davis, coach. I don't think that's going to happen because now they have breaking news with Javante versus Keith Thurman. So that's not going to happen. I don't know. Derrick James, he's going to be there. He's not going nowhere. It's just a whole lot going on. Earl Spence, having a broken rib in the first fight, him not having all this balance, him not being disciplined. I don't know. It's just a whole lot going on. Let's just hope that they both can come into this fight, healthy, so it won't be no excuses on both sides saying this and saying that, because Terrence Crawford team, they were saying that, the fight need to be at 147. That's what the contract clearly states. And now that Terrence Crawford came out the other day and said that it need to be in writing, I guess he trying to, have his business side, intact. If you look at it that way, for God's sake. I don't know if Earl Spence still bringing in Blu-ray. He said he was. He got Blu-ray back in his corner. With that help out, Earl Spence still having his nutritionist. Who he gonna bring in, another set of eyes to train him for this mega fight for Terrence Crawford. I don't know. We just gotta wait and see if this fight even happened this year, like I was saying, because we got breaking news that Tank and Keith Thurman fighting December 9th, Las Vegas, the T-Mobile Arena. So, man, this is huge. How would they fit that in? I just said this in the in the Javante Tank Davis and Keith Thurman video. But Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford rematch, this is going to be a tough one for both guys. With a lot of people saying that, they don't want to see this fight no more. But I think, all in all, Earl Spence want that get back. I know he want that get back, but from the look of things, if you look at the first fight, Terrence Crawford was just, he was dominant. He dominated the fight. No excuses. Earl Spence didn't make no excuses. He said, the better man won tonight. But I know he didn't want to say he had a rib injury. He had dealing with vision problems, and so all this other stuff that was going on. But I don't think he trained properly enough. I don't think he took Terrence Crawford seriously. I don't think he was disciplined enough. I don't think he really did the research on Terrence Crawford, because Earl Spence, his normal routine, he got so used to just being a certain way, going into fights and thinking that fight against Terrence Crawford was going to be the same way. No. And Terrence Crawford just showed him, a superior fighter that night. And Earl Spence got to go back to the drawing board. He got to sharpen up some tools, because his fishing rod wasn't working. Whatever he had in his toolbox wasn't working. Whatever he had in the kitchen sink wasn't working. So that means he got to be on top of his game come the night of the fight in December against Terrence Crawford, because we already see how Terrence Crawford is coming. He ain't coming to lay down. He ain't coming to babysit. He ain't coming to play no games. Like he told Earl Spence, he gonna take his belt off and he gonna whoop him. And Earl Spence said, you're not gonna do this, you're not gonna do that. But you've seen Terrence Crawford put the belt on Earl Spence. And hopefully we can have a different and better fight come the night of the fight that they fight again. So we have to look forward to see who is Earl Spence bringing in to train him if Derrick James is not going to be there and Calvin Ford is not going to be there, being that he got to fight with Tank. He got to train his main fighter. He said he will assist Derrick James on training Earl Spence, but I don't know. They might have both training camps in with each other. You might have Derrick James and Tank in the same training camp preparing for the biggest fights of their lives or their careers. Tank against Keith Thurman and Earl Spence against Terrence Crawford. Tank sparring Earl Spence, and sparring, whomever else they was gonna bring in to try to emulate a type of style that Keith Thurman brings to the table, because Keith Thurman is not flat-footed. He know how to use the ring with his lateral movement. So that'll be a good fight in itself. And the same thing with Terrence Crawford. He didn't really move in that fight against Earl Spence. He stayed there and showed Earl Spence who was the stronger man, who was the powerful man, who the man that had the most skills, the man that had the better IQ, the man that had the better defense, the better man that had the better offense. He showed all of that in the fight against Earl Spence that took place this year, July 29th. Let's just hope that come this time around in the rematch, that it will be different. If not, it will be no excuses. Earl Spence will have to go back to the drawing board again, but it won't be against Terrence Crawford if he loses this second fight. I know he gonna come into this fight with a chip on his shoulder, and he know he got a lot to prove, because if he loses this fight again, his credibility is going down. His stock is going down. Every fight from there, he's not going to get paid the bulk of money that he once was getting paid. Y'all let me know how y'all feel, if the changes that Earl Spence make will play a part in a rematch. If not, y'all let me know. All right, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. One love, one life. I'm out. Peace.
If you enjoy content like this and you want to see more, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.